All right, viewers and listeners, we're going to rock and roll on the show here. Take a look at the screen for today's headlines. About 60 seconds away from starting the program. Judah Wickower, I'm going to ask you what's tickling your fancy today. In fact, I may change the approach. I normally ask you which headline do you find most intriguing and why. I may start the program each day, and this could be like I'm not really one for resolutions, but I am one for assessing what needs to change at the start of each year. In fact, I try to make those assessments all the time and not just at the beginning of the calendar. So perhaps one way we can make the program better, because I've realized, and the viewers and listeners know this as well, you, my friend, have a lot to say and a lot to offer. We start Jerry Ratcliffe and the Jerry and Jerry Show with Scatter Shooting with Hootie Ratcliffe. Perhaps each show we should start with each of us offering a little monologue or commentary on what's on our mind that given day. Because sometimes there's topics we want to talk about that aren't necessarily in the news cycle or on the rundown.
Yeah.
But I'm curious of what's on that medulla oblongata of yours.
Well, I do happen to have a couple of surprise photos for us today.
Oh, surprise photos?
Yeah.
Was this is news to me.
May or may not have to do with Santa Claus.
Wow. Okay. I think that's going to go viral. We have, you are foreshadowing that maybe Judah has seen Kris Kringle or met Kris Kringle. Remember, we have a lot of kids watching this program.
Yeah.
Like and share the show, viewers and listeners.
Kids, Santa Claus is real.
The Santa Claus holiday edition of the I Love CVille show. Retweet the show. Ginny Who, thank you. I passed along your comments yesterday, Ginny Who, to Judah. Ginny Who said she appreciates passionate Judah Wickower.
Thank you, Ginny.
Ginny, we appreciate you. We sincerely mean that. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to one of our favorite viewers and listeners, Ginny Who. Friend of the program, James Watson, made a suggestion about moving the show to 12 p.m. instead of 12:30 to catch more of the lunch break from 12 to 1 o'clock. The challenge I passed along to him in direct message capacity is we have morning shows.
Yeah.
And the turnaround time is tight for the days we have morning shows. Is that what you agree?
Oh, 100%. And then there's, the occasional having to run out, to do something, pick something up in between, which leaves even less time to prep.
Right. All right, let's rock and roll. It sounds like Kris Kringle is going to grace us here, Ginny Who. Like and share the show if you're watching the program somewhere out there. Hammer the like button, subscribe to our program. Judah, things are looking good on my end. If you have a comment, put them in the feed, and I will relay them live on air. Carol Thorpe, Mike Wells, Cully Baggett, Troy Robinson, thank you for watching the program. James Madison, thank you for watching the program. He lives in Mineral. Chad Wood, Betsy Nugent, one of the most fundamentally sound forehands you will ever see. Conan Owen, my friend. One of the headlines is inspired by you. Let's rock and roll. When you're ready, Katie Pearl, hello. I got a couple of city councilors, two supervisors, a planning commissioner watching the program. Board of Visitors members watch the show. It's the water cooler conversation. Commonwealth's attorneys watch the program. Police chiefs. You ready to roll, Judah?
Yep.
Let's do it, my friend.
Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. Queen of Jack Jewett, Carol Thorpe, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Good Tuesday afternoon, guys. I'm Jerry Miller. Thank you kindly for joining us on the I Love CVille show. It's a pleasure to connect with you through our flagship program, the water cooler of content and conversation in Charlottesville and across Central Virginia, the I Love CVille show. Today's program encourages you, the viewer and listener, to join us in the discussion. In fact, shape the discussion with your comments, your thoughts, your ideas, your questions, your topics. Put them in the chat box on whatever platform you're watching upon. The program airs on every social media platform, and in some cases like Facebook and Twitter, on 15 individual Facebook and Twitter pages. every podcasting platform, and we want you, the viewer and listener, to be the star of the show. Judah Wickower, we are just the facilitators of today's dialogue. Today's program has more cause and effect, reaction, collateral damage to this Virginia presidential hire. Virginia Democrats have now promised an aggressive reply come January to the Beardsley appointment. We'll talk about that on the program, including comments from Cree Deeds, an institution in Richmond and in the Senate. We will talk on today's show a challenging question. We'll ask, should college boards, the Board of Visitors, the top boards out there, be appointed or made up of nothing but wealthy individuals? A perfect example of this, Conan, you put this topic on my radar, Conan Owen. The Brown University is under tremendous scrutiny and under the spotlight and microscope because of this campus murder fallout. And the board is led by Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan. I'm going to ask the question, should college boards, university boards, be filled by appointees that have many commas in their bank accounts, appointees who have supported governors, and because of that financial support, political support, financial support of soon-to-be governors, they have earned the cherry on the sundae, an appointment to a college board. That topic on today's show. We will also discuss Orvis changing course in the shops of Stonefield, a little do-si-do for the national outdoor retail brand. We will talk the Missouri quarterback who's entered the transfer portal, the starting quarterback for Mizzou. He has since been linked to both Virginia Tech and the University of Virginia since entering the transfer portal. In fact, James Franklin, the newly minted head coach in Blacksburg, the previous head coach in Happy Valley, Penn State, recruited the Missouri quarterback to PSU, and now he's chasing a paycheck instead of playing for his brothers in the Gator Bowl. Much to the positive for Virginia football, that line moved from a 7-point Mizzou favorite down to 4 as soon as the quarterback entered the transfer portal. And then we're going to ask you as we head to the end of 2025, what are the stories of the year? What are the stories of the year? Obviously, the Beardsley hire is a story of the year. The AstraZeneca news in northern Albemarle County has got to be a story of the year as well. Most importantly, however, we thank the partners that make this program possible, and one of the most fantastic ones, John Vermillion and Andrew Vermillion of Charlottesville Sanitary Supply. Judah, you saw these gentlemen today. Mm-hmm. The Vermillion, our family is 5 generations strong in Albemarle County. And their business is 3 generations of family strong. It's located on East High Street, Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, but it has a global footprint online at charlottesvillesanitarysupply.com. Charlottesville Sanitary Supply has a newly launched sister division, which we are working alongside the Vermillions and helping the sister division gain market share, and that's Charlottesville Swimming Pool Company, online at charlottesvilleswimmingpoolcompany.com. Just a fantastic family, the Vermillions. Studio camera, I've been told by the team here behind the scenes that there may be surprising photos on the I Love CVille show today. I literally know nothing about this. It oftentimes terrifies me at this business and within the walls of this firm when I know nothing about the comings and goings of the company. Just letting it, be out there. I'm a control freak. What is the surprise I'm hearing from some of the team members here at Judah Wickower?
Do we want to show it now?
I think it's about the time to do it.
All right. So, let's see. Here we go.
I don't even know what I'm looking at here. So let me know when it's on screen because I'm going to be seeing it for the first time along with the viewers and listeners as well.
So this is how it started. And the image is on screen now. This is a picture of me. And
the image is on screen now.
Yeah. Okay. I was at Short Pump with my mom and one of my sisters on Saturday. And when they had to use the restroom, we found the mall Santa.
Oh.
And I managed to get a picture with him in it. But
Wait, this is the Santa photo? You taking a selfie with Santa Claus in the background over your shoulder?
But wait, there's more. So, upon hearing what I was doing, my sister goes, "Wait a minute. We've sat on Santa's lap."
Really?
And I'm like, "Really?"
You've said before thousands, tens of thousands,
I don't
and
remember.
hundreds of thousands of people on the I Love CVille network that you've never had a photo with Kris Kringle.
I didn't remember. I'm guessing, and she sent me a picture. It's a photo of a photograph. So this was, I don't think it's ever been digitized. So whenever it was taken, I don't know when, if ever, I would have ever seen it. But here is, and I think our audience is going to love it.
I can't wait to see it. Is it on screen?
It's on screen.
Viewers and listeners, look at the screen.
This is my sister Mandy and myself sitting on Santa's lap. And this apparently comes from my vaunted silk period.
Your vaunted silk period? What the heck does that mean?
Or maybe we should call it the Saturday Night Fever phase of my childhood. Can you see it yet?
I see it. That's Judah Wickhauer. You must be 9 years old here.
I don't think I was that old, but
are you 7? Are you 8?
I don't know.
Are you wearing? What are you wearing? Is that a silk button? That is. You know why I know this is Judah Wickhauer?
It's actually probably rayon, but
you know why I know this is Judah Wickhauer? Because Judah Wickhauer is wearing a button-down shirt with some kind of cardigan over the button-down shirt, as he is to this day.
Sweater vest.
It's a sweater vest. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news of monumental proportions. The Judah Wickhauer has, in fact, had a photo with Santa Claus. You see young buck Judah Wickhauer, maybe knee-high to Kris Kringle, sitting on old St. Nick's lap with one of his two sisters. And we can take it off the list of things that Judah has never done. Items that have included watching Home Alone, items that have including eating Chick-fil-A, items that have including photos with Santa Claus. What was on the list, Judah? Things that Judah Wickhauer has not done. Judah has a photo with Santa. Judah has a photo with Santa. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
Let's see. I'm taking photo with Santa Claus off the list.
Of things Judah has not done.
We've still got float the James River.
Okay.
Shop at Trader Joe's.
Okay.
And watch Yellowstone.
Okay. I'm rewatching Yellowstone right now. What are the items we've crossed off that list? One, obviously, Judah now has a photo with Santa. What else is crossed off that list that you have done? Chick-fil-A was on there.
Yep. Chick-fil-A was on there, and
Judah Wickhauer for the first.
Too late to go to Reed's.
Judah Wickhauer for the first time in his life ate Chick-fil-A on Monday of this week.
Monday? No.
It was this year.
No, it wasn't.
When was it?
All I know is that Liza was with me, so it was at least a year and a half ago.
Rest in power, Liza. I'm doing the cross, although I'm Southern Baptist. I was asked the other day if I was Jewish, and no, not by Carol Thorpe. In fact, it was Jesse Rutherford who asked if I was Jewish.
Huh.
In the studio, the Nelson County supervisor. I said, no, Jesse, I'm Southern Baptist, but I was raised in a Catholic school and reared in a Catholic school and grew up in a Jewish neighborhood. And then he chuckled. And then we enjoyed a scotch together.
I've been to just about every church imaginable.
You know what? It broadens our horizon. But the breaking and significant news that Johnny Ornalis has given you props for, Carol Thorpe has given you props for, Vanessa Parkhill has given you props for, Georgia Gilmer has given you props for,
Thank you all.
Counselors, supervisors, planning commissioners, attorney generals, Commonwealth attorneys, police chiefs, and board of visitors giving you props for.
Wow.
Judah Wickhauer has, in fact, it's a Christmas miracle,
Breaking news.
had a photo with Santa Claus. Thank goodness gracious.
Because
I was about to call Child Protective Services here.
Thanks to my sister, we all know the truth now.
Who do we give, which of your sisters do we give props to?
That is Mandy.
Mandy.
She is also the one on Santa's lap with me.
Mandy, thank you for making the photo Thank you
Mandy.
for making the show better by providing this photo. We appreciate you, Mandy.
My sisters are far better historians for our family than I am.
I absolutely could see that being the case. Absolutely, my friend. I could see that being the case. But they will not take this moniker from you. The most supportive of the three siblings, who's there every single day, every single Sunday for church, every single Sunday for lunch or dinner following church, and the often midweek dinner or visit. Judah Wickower, always present for his family. Any parent would be so lucky to call Judah Wickower a son or child.
Maybe.
I sincerely mean
thank
that.
you.
Sarah Williams watching on YouTube. We appreciate you, Sarah Williams. All right, there's a lot we need to cover on the program today. Now Virginia Democrats who've had Ginny Who says, oh, look at a little Judah. She loves it. Ginny Who says, love you all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I can't wait to see Judah Santa's photos. And she loves adorable little Judah in that Santa photo. If you think Judah are happy to see Judah in a Santa Claus sitting on Santa's lap, hammer that like button and leave a comment in the comment section. And Carol Thorpe of the Jack Jewett District, the queen of Jack Jewett, in fact, says, I mailed Judah a follow-up Christmas card on Saturday. Did he get it yet?
I have not.
You're getting Christmas card 2.0 from Carol Thorpe.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't think he was necessarily offended in any capacity.
No.
That the Christmas card had was it a menorah on it?
Yeah.
It was a menorah, right?
I know some Jewish songs. I mean, my family was Jewish, although my grandfather always had a Christmas tree. My aunt, it was my aunt that always had the Christmas tree. The family would meet there. We'd have deviled eggs and stuff that was Christmas themed.
Deviled eggs.
Man.
Go ahead, keep going.
And I don't think they were ever strongly Jewish.
Deviled eggs are not specific to Christmas.
They were at my aunt's house.
Is this the aunt that chain smoked and pounded Jim Beam on the rocks?
That was my grandmother.
Oh, that was your grandmother. Tell the story about your grandmother. This woman I love. I wish I had met your grandmother.
I mean, yeah, she smoked my whole life. She drank my whole life. Somebody made her cards that explained how to make her drink because she always wanted Jim Beam on the rocks with a second glass filled with ice, so she could put more ice in as the ice melted.
And she did it till the day she died.
I don't know about till the day she died, but she would. She would start with a drink or two before we left for dinner, and then we'd get to dinner, and she'd be like, "Oh no, we can't order yet. We gotta have drinks and
just gotta catch a buzz first."
And then after an hour sitting at the restaurant, like waiting to eat or waiting to order, we'd get our food. She'd have like 4 bites and be done. Meanwhile, I like to take my time.
Oh my gosh, Judah's the slowest eater ever.
Especially when you're at a really nice restaurant. Like, why rush? And so, she could never take it. She's like, oh, Judah, you're still eating?
That literally is, I've said that to you how many times?
I don't know.
More times than I can count. Barbara Becker-Tilly watching the program. We love when she watches the show. She says she loves the program. She says Merry Christmas and looks very much forward to the show in 2026. If there are changes you think we should make for the show, please pass them along. We are not ones for resolutions in any capacity. I try to make changes and better the business, myself, family, everything on a yearly basis, on a daily basis, I should say. But if there are suggestions that you think could make the program better, please pass them along. James Watson had a fantastic suggestion. He thought the show could potentially be better if it started at 12 p.m. instead of 12:30 to catch more of the lunch break live listeners. I responded, we've thought about the 12 o'clock start for the show. The reason it starts at 12:30 is because we often have morning shows that go 10:15 to 11:15, and that time in between the first show and our flagship show, the I Love CVille show, is paramount for getting things set up. But it was a fantastic suggestion. If more viewers and listeners think the show should start at 12 p.m., let us know, and perhaps we will consider it. Any other changes, please put them in the feed. I'll relay them live on air, and we will absolutely consider it. We do this program for you, the viewers and listeners like John Blair, his photo on screen. I wanted to wish you and Judah the merriest of Christmases. Enjoy yourselves and find some peace and relaxation in the coming days. Same to you, John Blair. He's a fantastic father, a fantastic husband. And my hope is, this is my hope, that one day John Blair will be the city manager of Charlottesville, Virginia.
That would be great.
That is my hope. Okay? That is my hope. And I say that in the most sincere form possible. The lead headlines of the program, my friend, put them on screen and offer the perspective to the viewers and listeners on what the lead headlines so we can platform it to talking points.
To start, we are talking about the fact that VA Dems are promising an aggressive reply to the UVA presidential hire. Extremely unsurprising.
Cree Deeds already in the news, ladies and gentlemen. Change your socks. Already in the news about this hire. And Change Your Socks Deeds has suggested that there will be an obvious, aggressive response from Virginia Democrats for the newly minted Scott Beardsley, who's extremely well qualified, Judah, for this job.
No doubt. He's been 3-time dean of the UVA Business School, Darden, and
fantastic fundraiser.
By all accounts, he is nearly perfect for the job. The Jefferson Council, we take this with a grain of salt because we know their political leanings, but they believe that Dr. Beardsley's deep experience within UVA is perfect, and believe that he'll guide a renewed emphasis on creating a level playing field for free and civil exchange of ideas.
Scott Beardsley starts the 1st of January. Governor-elect Abigail Spanberger, she starts January 17th. Cree Deeds on record with local media saying, quote, "I'm a little dismayed at the process, but I've learned to be dismayed by things over the last several months with the Board of Visitors." Cree Deeds continues, quote, "I think certainly there are 2 or 3 different avenues that one could take if one were looking for a way to slow this process down or stymie this process." He highlights that the board is not seen as legitimate because it's missing members. My guess, and it's not rocket science here, viewers and listeners, I would imagine your guess is of the same, that Spanberger is going to say this Board of Visitors was not fully legit because it was missing members. It did not have the right makeup, including the number of Virginians on the board. Yeah. And because the board was not legitimate by letter of the law, the Scott Beardsley appointment was far from legit.
I mean, it's essentially I don't know how to put this, but it's a situation that the Democrats created. The
Democrats created this because they blocked Youngkin appointments to the board,
and then. I mean, they had to know that there was going to be a search for a president.
And it also shows you that Youngkin's firing of Burt Ellis was a mistake. Had Ellis had been on the board, it would have been one less vacant position that Democrats could have used against the hiring process.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the real soap opera and saga. The question that I have is the following. What does Spanberger do to the board? Mm-hmm. What does Spanberger do to Rachel Sheridan and Porter Wilkinson, the rector and vice rector? What does Spanberger do through malfeasance and malpractice, claiming malfeasance and malpractice of board members? Does Beardsley have the president title stripped? And if the president title is stripped of Scott Beardsley, does he return back to Darden as the dean?
Does he also get a year and a half's
severance, compensation, some kind of payout, some kind of walkaway money?
Yeah.
And I'll ask this question. Is Jim Ryan still lurking in the shadows as a potential president?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised either. Because it would seem to me, viewers and listeners, I'm curious of your thoughts, the faculty, the students, and Virginia Democrats and Governor-elect Spanberger would want to put Jim Ryan back in office And if you were to immediately fire a president or strip a man of a newly minted title, the way that you, from a public relations standpoint, could ease the collateral damage and the negative headline is by reappointing Jim Ryan. And if Ryan gets reappointed to Virginia, would he then be the 11th president? Because Beardsley's the 10th, Ryan's the 9th. So Jim would be the 9th and the 11th president. And if he is reappointed, he would essentially be presidential Jesus Cristo. He would walk on water and take a few fishes and the loaves and feed the thousands on the rotunda and the lawn.
Oh, it would definitely be a happy day for for students and faculty. But we have to ask the question about Jim Ryan. He was planning on retiring from the post in 2026, I believe. So does that mean
does he want the job?
Yeah.
Or was his planned retirement because of the exhaustion, the headaches created by the Youngkin appointed board? I think Jim Ryan is still, in the grand scheme of professional hierarchy and professional, a career on the young side.
You think with a reshuffle of the board and the new governor, he'd be more amenable to stay at the job for longer?
He basically would have 4 years of easy riding and smooth sailing.
I don't know about easy.
Easy like Sunday morning.
He's still got the DOJ to deal with.
I think if Ryan's reappointed, it would galvanize UVA's base even more to say, let's go and challenge the DOJ. And if the federal funding is somewhere between, we've heard it's a wide range, $500 million and $1 billion a year in federal funding. As John Blair has pointed out, as many viewers and listeners have pointed out, the alumni is so wealthy that they could raise that money. And if this was the campaign, help us raise between $500 and $1 billion to basically stand up to Donald Trump and overreach.
But is that
people would do that in Virginia's alumni base? We know they would.
Is that maintainable in perpetuity?
It doesn't have to be in perpetuity. It just has to be until Trump's term is over.
Potentially.
Once the term is over, then the tea leaves would suggest the DOJ investigation, and whether you think it's overreach or not, that's up to you, the viewer and listener, to decide, would cease, right? Especially if it's a Democrat in office.
Yeah, you would think.
I mean, I don't see another Trump term. Legally not possible, right?
Legally not possible. Let's hope there's not another Trump term.
Right? I don't see that happening. Mm-hmm. Thoughts? Logan Wells-Claylow, welcome to the broadcast. Viewers and listeners, thank you kindly for watching the program. Carol Thorpe, Brandon Harrop, watching the program. If you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, put them in the feed. We'll relay them live on air. Chad Wood, Conan Owen is watching the program. He's the owner of Sir Speedy of Central Virginia. He's a partner of the show. Conan Owen, ladies and gentlemen, is a Darden graduate. He says this is how I would fix the Board of Visitors. This is Conan Owen, a Darden graduate, the owner of Sir Speedy. First, I would fire them all. 2, appoint 4 alumni from each of the current and last 3 decades. Need to have some Gen Zers who have struggled with their stupid decisions as undergrads or dealing with the realities of the first few years in the workforce, and people from all stages of life to reflect on how UVA prepared or failed to prepare them for the real world. The Board of Visitors members earning less than $250,000 per year should be paid $2,000 per meeting for their service. This should not just be for the rich people who can afford to take time off to parade around sipping bourbon and orange pants. 3, no one who attended UVA and a full academic scholarship is eligible. They've been force-fed the Kool-Aid, the orange and blue Kool-Aid with the rooms on the lawn, secret societies, etc. Real people need to shape the UVA experience for the majority of future students. 4, no one who has donated more than $50,000 to UVA is eligible. You should not be able to buy your way a seat on the board. Notice how $100 million is insulating Paul Manning from being pilloried as the BOV's bagman, stabbing Ryan in the back if Ryan is to be believed. 5, no one who has donated a lifetime total of more than $5,000 to all campaigns of the appointing governor is eligible. Only thing worse than buying a seat on the board is buying one to grind a political axe. This will take politics out of the appointment process and force governors to reach across the aisle and find reasonable people to serve the U and not their political agendas. And finally, from Conan Owen, terms should be 6 years and staggered so that no governor can appoint more than 60% of Board of Visitor members in any 4-year term. Conan
I
Owen.
like it, but once you get rid of all the candidates that fit in those in those spots that fit your criteria, where do you actually find those people?
Well, that leads us to the next headline that we should put on screen.
Yeah.
Should college boards be, I mean, it's almost, it's in a lot of ways what's happening in local government.
Yeah.
Like Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, B. Lepisto Kirtley, retired and has disposable income, Rivanna District Supervisor. Ann Malik. B. Lepisto is in her 2nd term on the Albemarle County Board.
Yeah.
Ann Malik, in her 5th term representing the Whitehall District, retired and disposable income. Nat Galloway, about to start his 3rd term, right? The Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, until most recently with Mike Pruitt, who's a housing advocacy attorney, and Sally Duncan. I'm not sure exactly what Sally Duncan does. I believe she's a private school teacher, Sally Duncan. I think that's what it is she does. It wasn't until recent that we did not have like really retirees that made their own schedule. I mean, I guess Ned Galloway in some ways, I'm not sure what Supervisor Galloway is doing professionally now. He was previously the general manager of one of the car dealerships on Pantops.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's doing now. But he didn't have retiree freedom and you know, disposable income like Malik and Lepisto Kirtley and some of the previous board members. So there's similarities between the Board of Visitors at the University of Virginia. You have a lot of folks that have time on their hands, call their own schedule, and are Scrooge McDucking and gold coins. I mean, sincerely, right? Mr. Manning's a billionaire. I do not hold that against him. In fact, I applaud and salute and give props to Paul Manning for having the skill set and capabilities to become a billionaire. We should salute success. I'm never envious of other people's success. I want everybody in our ecosystem and economy to have financial success because it breeds a stronger ecosystem and economy for all of us to enjoy and to reap the benefits of. But does a guy who's a multi-billionaire have the best perspective to offer on a board of visitors and what's best for the next generation of college students? Like, if we asked Paul Manning how much a gallon of milk costs, would Paul Manning be able to answer that question? Would he?
Who knows?
Seriously. Would he be able to answer how much is a gallon of milk? Would he be able to answer how much is a Gus burger at the White Spot? Seriously.
I know. I don't know the answers to those questions.
Right. But I would say a board member that can answer how much is a gallon of milk, how much is a Gus burger at the White Spot, while also looking at a P&L and a balance sheet and Virginia's $5.2 billion operating yearly budget, those are important skills because it's about having perspective. It's about not being insulated with wealth and having your view skewed. Because I can tell you, as someone who worked his ass off at the University of Virginia as a waiter at Ruby Tuesdays and Barracks Road, now I believe Chop Salad, as a host at Ruby Tuesdays, as a day bartender who was walking from Lambeth Commons his second year to work at Ruby Tuesdays, while his fraternity brothers from Phi Kappa Psi would come in on Saturday and Sunday while I was working my day shift to get blackout hammered while I was serving them. And when I wasn't working at Ruby Tuesdays, I was running a sports book, hustling pool, and entrepreneuring in the gray area. And I'll leave it at that. Not all of us come from this 1% background. And you know what? when I look about it now, I was having this conversation with Jeff Gaffney. Great guy, Jeff Gaffney, on Monday. Our children, my wife and I's, 2 boys, we want them to start on our shoulders, start life on our shoulders, then start life where our feet are, right? But it's a fine line of maintaining or nurturing that drive and that hunger that's backed by desperation and wanting to be better. Mm-hmm. That drive that was backed by like this unquenchable desire to have a better footprint or life. I've been on my own since I was 18. Is a superpower when nurtured correctly. Like a superpower. Mm-hmm. So how do you help your kids start on your shoulders instead of where your feet are while not diminishing that superpower?
Yeah.
I struggle with that. Viewers and listeners, let us know your thoughts. Put them in the feed. We'll relay them live on air. Judah, jump in here. Then I'll offer comments from the viewers and listeners that are coming in quickly.
That's a tough question. I mean, I like a lot of Conan Owens' suggestions for how the board should be constituted, and I think a lot of those ideas would, if put in place, help democratize what's going on, and like why should it just be wealthy people that have abased themselves before the governor or.
The very large majority of board members, and not just UVA, but across the board, have found a way to pony up, and generally it's financially, to the governor. Mm-hmm. Through some kind of donation that helped drive their victory lane into the governor's mansion.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
That's politics.
Vanessa Parkhill, Queen of Earlysville, watching the program. She says, I assume the Board of Visitors has governing bylaws. I'd like to think someone has checked them for guidance regarding how they may operate without a full membership. In the current climate, if that has not happened, then maybe their judgment is a little questionable. That's a great question for John Blair, yep. who's incredibly intelligent when it comes to this topic here. Like, is the basis, John, Mr. Blair, that Spanberger is going to say this board is not following the letter of the law? As a result, their appointment of Beardsley is not legitimate. Beardsley has the title stripped. Board members get removed for malpractice and malfeasance. And new board members are replaced by Spanberger choices, backed by Virginia Democrats in Richmond. And then we have a new president. Is that what the expectation is?
I would have to think that somebody's checked the bylaws by now. Because that would be an easy way to shoot down this whole thing.
Cree Deeds 2 NBC 29 says this. Deeds declined to speculate on whether a lawsuit is brewing, but noted the UVA Board of Visitors voted to appoint Beardsley to the position and was 5 members short of a legitimate board. And then he says there are 2 or 3 different avenues that one could take if we're looking to stymie this process. And Deeds is an attorney.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't stymie the process seem to signify that it would have to be done during the process?
Or do Republicans and Youngkin appointments, are they playing a game of chicken and seeing if Spanberger is going to call the bluff? With the mindset, we've done it. Now Spanberger, once in office, early in office, would have to nuclear bomb this, and she doesn't have the political equity or goodwill built yet to do so. So this is going to cost...
Especially if this was an honest-to-goodness best choice made for UVA's sake.
And as I said to Scott Beardsley, as I mentioned to Scott Beardsley via direct message, we support him as the best choice.
He seems like a great choice. If
right?
And if everything besides the lack of full board, and if everything was done in service to UVA in good faith, then yeah, the Democrats look, I don't know, spiteful, just kind of, I don't know. The optics are a little bit bad for them if they come in and just start smashing around like a bull in a china shop.
Which could be the play. Could be the
they're
play.
Angry that they didn't get, invited to the prom.
There you go. There it is. The kids that didn't get to sit at the cafeteria cool kids table.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in and knock some stuff down just to show that.
Just to let people
unhappy.
know you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Let us know your thoughts, viewers and listeners. We'll relay them live on air. Next comments. Judah Wickhauer.
We've also got a couple of UVA student organizations condemning the rushed hiring. But I mean, at this point, it's just everybody's piling on. This is the Cavalier Daily editorial board and the UVA Student Council, both lambasting the Board of Visitors' decision to choose a new university president. And they point to the votes of no confidence, the protests, and all of that as and the fact that the decision was announced on a day when most students had left for winter break, which I'm not really sure how that makes any difference.
It makes no difference.
Were we going to? Were they all going to get together and have a vote to see if they agreed with the decision?
Right. Are we gonna?
They're students.
Are we gonna sit next to the campfire and roast some marshmallows and some s'mores and sing Kumbaya? Seriously, they're students. Yeah. I think Vanessa said it yesterday. Do employees get to pick the boss?
Yeah.
John Blair answers the question. I'm not a specialist in higher education. However, there's an old attorney general's opinion about local government that states that even if board seats are supposed to be filled by specific individuals, it may act with a quorum even if the seats are not filled.
Yeah, that makes sense because you wouldn't leave the BOV completely devoid of power just because the Democrats denied appointees.
We continue on the water cooler of content and conversation. I love to put the stories of the year on screen because I believe the next headline is it Orvis?
Yeah.
It's a 30 or 45-second headline. Why don't we put Orvis back on screen?
It's not next, but it's on there.
Okay, let's cross Orvis off the list.
Okay.
Orvis has reversed course and will remain open in Stonefield, Judah.
Yep. They are doing some reworking of the space, I believe. They are going to continue with their closeout sale. They're not gonna remove that, despite the fact they're sticking around, and they are going to relaunch in January with the soft reopening.
This inside information from Conan Owen. He says corporate changed their mind. Orvis Stonefield is not closing. They already sold off their fixtures, so they're going to close temporarily until they can restock the inventory from other closed locations. Then he texts us he's going to swing by today, which we're looking forward to seeing you, Conan.
Nice.
We've crossed that piece of news off the list. Corporate has changed their mind. Orvis and Stonefield will stay open.
Yep. Unlike a couple of the other nearby locations, I believe... I can't remember the names right now, but a couple others are still closing, along with, I believe, a few more outside of our area.
Next headline, Judah Wickhauer, what do you got?
Well, let's see. We've got the PHA.
All right. Everyone should be very concerned about this. Put the lower third on screen here. Piedmont Housing Alliance is now gone to Sam Sanders, the city manager, and says the grocery store project on Cherry Avenue is now, quote, stuck.
With a funding snag?
And now Piedmont Housing Authority, excuse me, I said Housing Alliance, Piedmont Housing Authority, PHA, is asking taxpayers for an additional $700,000. The initial ask was $1 million, a performance grant. So we got $700,000 and $1 million. You got two lower thirds to rotate on screen. This is the most ballyhooed, talked about grocery store I have ever seen. We are legitimately subsidizing a grocery store with taxpayer dollars in an area that we all realize cannot financially support a grocery store. And we're doing it, solely for the optics, the perception, Judah, of what? I'm choosing my words extremely carefully here. A grocery store is going to be run by a co-op of people that are local to the neighborhood that have no grocery experience. The developer, Piedmont Housing Authority, who's helping make the grocery store happen in conjunction with the landowner and the primary developer, Woodard Properties, Piedmont Housing Authority is now asking for another $700,000 in addition to the $1 million they already asked. We're at 1.7 as subsidy. Piedmont Housing Alliance, I was right. CVille right now was wrong. What's going on here? Why do we need to subsidize and underwrite a grocery store that we know is not going to have long-term success in this location? Reed's was approached to run the grocery store. They said, no way, we don't want anything to do with this. Reed's just closed. The grocery store here on Market Street is operating on the thinnest of margins. We're told that they have a significant theft issue. This is just, it's sometimes we do this, Judah. Sometimes in life, we want a storybook ending, right? Sometimes in life, we want Cinderella or we want the prince and the princess to kiss, to have babies and start the family. We want Frozen to happen, okay? Our kids love Frozen, the movie. But the reality is, sometimes you don't get Frozen.
Is this about the grocery store though, or is it about the? I'm trying to parse this article that I'm reading, where it's the PHA. It seems like a lot of the money we're talking about for them is about the affordable housing in the units surrounding the grocery store. And the 700,000, and this is what I don't get. Second to last paragraph, Sanders said that 700,000 at this time will build a commercial shell unit into the property that a grocery store can fill. But wasn't that what Woodard Properties was going to build?
The shell, yes.
And then allow. So, why would the city? Why would PHA?
The story, the nut of the story, the lead of the story is more money for taxpayers for this project.
Yeah.
That's what it is right there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out
That's the story.
What all this is.
More money for taxpayers for the project.
Mm-hmm.
When do we say enough is enough? Sincere question. And in any other scenario, if someone wanted to bring a business to market, whether a co-op or not,
we wouldn't be asking the city to give them money.
It's crazy. And we're doing it in a spot that we know with common sense it's not gonna work long term. This is a pipe dream. This is a fairy tale, and fairy tales aren't reality. You know what real life is, if you want to do a movie comparison? It's much less Frozen and very much more The Family Stone. Have you seen The Family Stone? If you haven't seen The Family Stone, watch it. It's a fantastic Christmas movie with an incredible cast. But that movie embodies heartbreak and heartache. The movie embodies life. I mentioned this comment on the Jerry and Jerry show this morning. The older I get, the more I realize this is what life is about. Life is a fight for a knife in the mud. Life is not, here's the knife for you to fight with, we'll give it to you. Life is a fight for a knife in the mud. And this whole grocery store project is the city giving Piedmont the knife instead of having Piedmont fight for it. All right. Final couple topics on the program, and then we're going to bounce on a shortened week with Christmas around the corner. The Missouri headline I'll take, if you put me on a one-shot, then we'll talk headlines of the year for a couple of minutes. The one-shot news is this. Missouri's quarterback, by now you know, is it Vanessa Parkhill? Is it Pribula? Bo, Pribula. What did we say it was?
Pribula? We don't know.
He started at Penn State in Happy Valley. He transferred to Missouri for 1 year this season. He had some success. Virginia plays Missouri in the Gator Bowl on Saturday, national television, big-time bowl game. If Virginia wins, they will have the most wins for one season in school history. This Missouri starting quarterback, who's only been there for 1 year, not even a year, told his football team and his coaching staff, I am not going to play in the Gator Bowl. Instead, I'm going to enter the transfer portal, where I'm going to command potentially $2 million to play football next year. He doesn't want to risk injury. This helps Virginia. The Las Vegas line dropped from 7 points where it opened when Pribula was the starting quarterback down to 4 points where the line currently is at. And get this, Virginia Tech may have helped the University of Virginia here. James Franklin recruited Pribula to Happy Valley, to Penn State. James Franklin was fired by Penn State. James Franklin, now the head coach at Virginia Tech. Where's Pribula rumored to go now that he's left Missouri? Blacksburg, where he could command $2 million. So Virginia Tech very well could have helped the University of Virginia in the Gator Bowl. Most interesting here, Pribula is also linked to the University of Virginia, and he's watching whether Chandler Morris will get a 7th year of eligibility. And if Morris does not, he may come to Charlottesville instead of Virginia Tech. Wild story. Regardless, Missouri is going to play a freshman under center at quarterback. And Vegas has responded by cutting the line by 3 points. Wild story. College football. Two-shot, Judah Wickhauer. We close with this. The headlines of the year, lower third on screen, it's got to be the Beardsley Board of Visitors fiasco in the one slot.
I mean, do we start with Beardsley or do we start all the way back with Jim Ryan's, whether you call it ouster or retirement?
Ryan, okay. I'll give you the old Ryan Beardsley BOV fiasco. Yeah. What do we do? And this is conversation for your Christmas charcuterie and cocktail party. When things get dry with family, you can bring this up. Jim Ryan ousted, Department of Justice overreach, Sheridan and Porter Wilkinson and board members stabbing Ryan in the back. Beardsley appointed, bottom of the 9th inning. Now Virginia Democrats going to stab Beardsley in the back. Okay? Second, is it AstraZeneca? In any other year, a $4 billion plus investment into Albemarle County by AstraZeneca. $4 billion plus would be the lead story. Because I've said this on multiple times on this program, this storyline of biotechnology and this biotech beltway that runs through Albemarle and Charlottesville and Central Virginia, $4.5 billion investment into Albemarle County, is going to gentrify this community like nothing we've ever seen. If you own a home, the values are going to go up, the taxes are going to go up. If you don't own a home right now, you have 12 to 24 months to do it before they get really expensive. Other storylines, athletics returns to prominence, football and basketball.
Yeah, no doubt.
Monumental storyline. Mm-hmm. Conan says one of the storylines to follow is the degrading conditions of downtown Charlottesville. We knock on wood and hope they're turning over, because the 50-year anniversary is next year of the downtown mall, and they just invested 1.2 billion, 1.2 million into a clean team, an ambassador program. About the $6.2 million homeless shelter that was purchased, plus another $5 to $6 million to upfit it for a homeless campus with wraparound services. That's got to be a story.
I mean, those are probably all tied together, along with the fact of Charlottesville City Council starting an ordinance to ban camping, and then deciding that they didn't like that they asked for an ordinance to ban camping.
How about a radically shaped Albemarle County Board of Supervisors with Sally Duncan on the board? Now clearly Pruitt not going to win the 5th District. Sally Duncan, Mike Pruitt, Ned Galloway, and potentially Fred Missel combining to change this board and to make it pro-housing. So much to cover on the program. Judah Wickower, Jerry Miller, the Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday edition of the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. So long, everybody.